So I have an observation. I have used cannabis for, my goodness, 25 years. Pretty much almost every day. Now, I don't smoke around the clock or anything like that, but in the morning and in the evening, yes. I've taken long periods off, like I've had 3 children. I didn't smoke when I was pregnant with 2 of those children. I did with the first, and actually the last for a while, because I didn't know that I was pregnant until I was 5 months along with her. That was a crazy experience, but anyways. And I used to get high. Like stoned, where you feel like you're in 2 different realities at once. But then when I was about 25, that stopped totally. And so I would get like a slight head change. It was like a feeling in my eyeballs or something. Well, in recent years, that has stopped completely. Now, I still like cannabis because it helps give me an appetite. It regulates my mood. There are lots of benefits to it. Helps you sleep, just different things. But there are people also that say that it keeps them from dreaming. It does not affect my dreaming ability. I'm a lucid dreamer. I still dream all the time. I dream the same if I'm not doing it. And it's also not a tolerance thing as to why I don't get stoned anymore, okay? Like, it doesn't matter. I can take 9 months off, a month off, a year off, and then I'll smoke it. Maybe the first time I'll get like a head change, but then after that, no. And I have a theory. My theory is that once you vibrate higher than the plant, once your personal frequency is higher than that plant, it doesn't cognitively affect you. And I do feel that cannabis was brought here to help raise the frequency. Because once, at least for me, once I had a spiritual awakening, you see things from the personal perspective, but I also see things from a big picture, almost like zooming out on reality, like how everything works with the big picture of the collective consciousness. Because once you have, the spiritual awakening for me, it was like the realization that we are a collective consciousness, and just all of these different things, that we're in a simulated reality, and that we're the ones that created it, most likely. Now, I do feel that one of our creations got out of hand and enslaved us, and we're trying to get out of that, but that's another matter. So, I've recently heard that it's theorized that cannabis came from a completely different realm, and it was brought here as a way to heighten the conscious awareness of humanity, and that very well may be. It really is, when I would get stoned, the way I would describe it was being in 2 different realities at once. Now, if you've ever had a state of psychosis, that is also like being in 2 different realities at once, but that's incredibly different. It's like you're in the spirit realm and the physical at the same time. With cannabis, it's almost like you're on 2 different timelines at once. It's not the same. And apparently, if you, expose yourself to a lot of heat, don't eat for a couple of days, like you're in a bad situation where you're living, and your parents won't take you, your mother won't take you to get your medically assisted treatment, and you begin to go into withdrawals, that in combination with sun poisoning brings on psychosis. Yeah. I found out in 2016 that happens. Anyways, so that's just my take on cannabis. It's definitely medicinal. I wish it were legal where I am. Of course, I don't trust the government. I do have a friend that grows it, and I prefer to get it from him if possible because he uses heirloom seeds, which heirloom cannabis is the 7 leaves. It's not been genetically modified. The 5-leaf stuff is like GMO weed. So the body has an endocannabinoid system. There is definitely a reason for that. Creation does not make things that it doesn't need. We're intended to ingest cannabinoids. We used to get cannabinoids through eating animals when animals ate hemp. But then when hemp was outlawed to push petroleum, that's also when illnesses began to rise. It just all goes together. But hemp is like it's like a miracle product. It can be used for everything, and it, like, is sustainable. It doesn't biodegrade. Just all kinds of interesting information on that plant out there. So there's not nearly enough. It certainly should be studied, but it's just yet again proof that this world is run by a faction that is against humanity and against us bettering ourselves and being a unified species as we're intended to be. Have a good day.